I'm joined by Shiprocket CEO and MD Saahil Goel here. Thanks, Saahil, for speaking to us. Firstly, I want to come to you and understand the sort of broad trends that are happening both with e-commerce as well as quick commerce. Give me in broad 3 points by 2030, what can we expect from India as e-commerce and the Q-commerce market?
Sure. No, pleasure to be here. See, I think quick commerce India is the only country in the world that's proven that it's a model that can be done economically viably. Even though it was not invented in India, it was invented in Turkey. But I think given our unique position in terms of disposable income on the rise, higher urbanization, preference for quicker deliveries of products, it is definitely here to stay, right? It's a mainstream form of commerce. But I do think that it will work great in head categories, in more staple style products. Of course, there will be the expansion into higher AOV products as well. But ultimately, it is a metro person's product. It's a metro person's channel to begin with, right? So by 2030, we do think it will start occupying a large part of our spending patterns, especially for the folks in metros. Keeping that in mind, as we start moving towards that $4,000 per capita GDP, there is going to be a lot more people in the metros, right? So there's a huge kind of opportunity remaining there. But I think at the same time, you've got the tier 2, 3, 4, the next 30, 40 crore buyers that today are only content consumers. They are jumping on the bandwagon. For them, I think right now it's about being able to consume products to begin with, right? Digitally. So that movement of moving from consumption of content to shopping, I think that needs to happen. And there's a very large growing base of people that are increasingly getting more smartphones, getting data, and getting more dollars in their pockets in the coming years to spend, right? So I think those are two key trends that I think about in the coming 5 to 6 years. And I think the whole concept of unstructured commerce will start becoming a big reality, because right now we are used to shopping in a certain way, right? We think about e-commerce, we think about Amazon, we think about Blinkit, we think about maybe your favorite .com website and so on. But we don't realize that offline commerce, the fact that boutique stores are using QR codes to generate orders, the fact that local stores are kind of finding ways to service their own customers digitally and then even find new customers digitally. All of these things are happening in the unstructured world. And we think that outside the marketplaces, whatever commerce is going on, nearly a third of this commerce is unstructured, happening on WhatsApp, happening through links, happening through like a phone call, and some part of it going digital. So we think that in the next 5 to 6 years, there will be a huge explosion of this kind of commerce, especially as the newer set of buyers come online, as more and more merchants go online from smaller and smaller cities, from the rural areas. And we think that's a big trend to kind of watch out for.
Yes, so I want an update on two of your interesting segments, one being Quick and one being Capital. So Quick is your sort of hyperlocal delivery supply chain arm, and Capital, you provide capital to MSMEs and small businesses. What exactly are you doing on those two fronts?
Yeah, so see, after solving for national courier as a platform, at the end of the day, Shiprocket is an operating system. Within the supply chain segment, we've solved for allowing merchants to be able to deliver their goods pan-India through air, road, etc. We've done international shipments as well. We are doing cargo shipments for them. We are doing warehouse aggregation for them. So we've solved these segments. One of the things that, we realized over the last couple of years is that there's a lot of offline retailers. There's about 10 million offline retailers, 2 million of them that are very active on digital mediums, who today are getting inquiries from their existing buyers or new buyers that are discovering them on the internet. Let's say over WhatsApp, saying, can you send me a couple of pictures of your products and can you send them to me? So it's another emerging area of the market for us. And that's why we've gone ahead and in beta launched this product called Shiprocket Quick, which is providing the same platform that we do for couriers, but doing it for hyperlocal. And hyperlocal, not in the food sense. This is not about 15, 30-minute deliveries. It's more about 3-hour deliveries, same-day deliveries, and targeted towards these small businesses who are offline in nature, but are seeing some part of their business slowly moving online. And we believe in the next 5 years, this will form a large part of the overall market as well, and hence we're investing behind it, right? On the capital front, again, staying true to our platform approach, our operating system approach, we are working with the leading capital providers, NBFCs, banks, and so on, aggregating them on our platform, and then building a layer for merchants to be able to easily access capital, whether for working capital, whether for buying inventory, whether for spending in marketing, and so on, right? For expanding their business, basically. So it's dilution-free capital that they can raise. A lot of SMBs don't understand the VC game, right? but they still need money. They have very promising businesses, right? So we do underwriting on their business to, compare them with other businesses who are like them, who have grown in the past, and then kind of surface those leads or those opportunities to the right lenders and stay as a kind of enabler in between to make it happen, right? So that's something we've recently launched. There's very good traction there, and you'll hear us talk more and more about it in the coming years. It's a big part of the unlock in the growth story for the merchants.
That's awesome. Saahil, one last question. Last we spoke in November, you said shipping, which is the mother of your business, about 80 to 85% contribution to top line. And others, you said going ahead, FY24, FY25 will make a larger piece of the pie. Has that been the case? What's the ratio sort of changed now?
I think it'll change over a period of time, but it's definitely trending in that direction because, see, as a company overall, we are growing, right? We are growing year on year with a very healthy growth. And within that growth, obviously shipping is doing what it's doing, but the newer parts, whether you talk about cross-border, you talk about checkout, you talk about some of the more mature products that are now revenue generating, are increasingly adding enough and meaningful value to the overall piece of the company. So this number is heading in the trajectory that we had estimated in November, and we think that we're on the right path and we're getting all the right signals.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.